This is a Solid Signal podcast for the week of April 13th, 2020. Yes, I know, my friends. April 13th, it seems like the month of April has taken about 20 years. The month of March took about 40. But I promise you, we are getting through this. We are all going to get through this together, and I am here to entertain you for a few more minutes and to talk about stuff that you might have not thought about for a little while because you were way too focused on the really, really important business of making sure that you stay safe and healthy. But the subject of this week's podcast is actually a little bit about staying safe. You know, at some point, you're going to get to where you're bored enough to really do some of those projects that you had put off for a while. And one of those projects is making sure that everything is properly grounded. About once a season, I tell you that you should go around your home and inspect all the connections, all the wires, everything on the outside to make sure that it is as safe as it could be. And this is that time again. You can do this by yourself. You don't need anybody else to do it. And that makes it a perfect opportunity for some time spent at home. Take a look at every single connection and make sure that there's no oxidation on the connectors. Nothing has gotten worn. None of the wires look frayed. None of the rubber sheaths look beat up. You know, for a lot of the country, we're starting to see winter turn into spring. And that means the opportunity to go outside where maybe you weren't going outside quite as much in the past. Take a look at stuff. And if you need additional supplies to repair everything you need, you know you can get that stuff at Solid Signal. Our warehouses are running 3 shifts to make sure that our employees are staying safe and making sure that you get what you need. We're happy to take care of you at a time when all of us want to take care of each other. While you're out there, it's also time to take a look and see if it's possible to do that grounding project that you've always been promising yourself that you should do. For example, can you actually find or make sure that you have a ground wire running from an antenna or satellite dish, anything that's up on the roof, to a cold water pipe, to a whole house ground, to a ground rod in the ground, whatever makes sense for your ordinances. If this is something that you can inspect safely, you should do it. If it's something that you see you don't have and you're able to install it safely, go ahead and make sure you do that. Obviously, don't put yourself in danger, especially right now, because this is a scary time to be going to a hospital for any reason. But if you need grounding supplies, this is a time to do it because we're going to see spring storms starting to perk up, and that means that you could find that your equipment is a danger to your home. And once again, we want to do everything we possibly can to stay safe. That's about all I really had for a message here at the Solid Signal podcast, but I wanted to join many other podcasters and just regular folks in thanking the everyday heroes who are out there. You know, just today, I went out to the grocery store for the first time in a week, and everyone was courteous. The shelves were nicely stocked with the items that were available. Everyone was kind. And there are just a lot of young people who are working hard to make sure that stores stay open so that people can get the food that they need. Because that need is not going to go away. Let's make that clear. It's still going to be there. And I think that we all have to look and say that the true heroes are the folks who are just making every day possible. And in part of that group, I would add the people at the Solid Signal warehouses and at our distribution facilities all over the country who are working hard to make sure that you're taken care of. If you have an opportunity to carefully and politely, with an appropriate distance, thank one of these folks, please do, because a lot of times they're literally putting their lives on the line to make sure that you get what you need. And they're not judging you for what it is that you need. They're assuming that you're buying something important to you, and they're just providing it. Our Solid Signal warehouse staff is happy to be working during this time, and all over the country, I think that people just need to be congratulated and thanked for the hard work they're doing. As we move forward, hopefully putting a lot of these restrictions behind us and moving forward to a better world where everyone is more safe and we really know what's important. I hope that we all remember the hard work and the sacrifice put out by these everyday heroes all over the country who are doing what they can to make sure that the rest of us are safe and happy. That's it for the Solid Signal podcast for this week. Keep listening. I really appreciate everybody who has tuned in recently, everybody who has liked and subscribed, and turn on that little notifier button to know when there is a new podcast. It really helps me, of course, and I am committed to continuing to do things to try to make this entertaining for you and fun for you. And until next week, stay safe, stay out of danger.